You're standing in line at the store. A song plays over the speakers, one you don't even like. And out of nowhere, you're 10 years old again, standing in a classroom, the whole room laughing at something you just said. 10 years, gone in half a second. Your face is hot in the middle of a grocery store, over something that happened a decade ago. Here's the answer, right away. Your brain doesn't store memories by date. It doesn't file them in neat folders, labeled by year. It stores them by thread. And that thread is never just the event itself. It's everything sitting around it too. The sounds in the room, the exact smell in the air, even a stranger's tone of voice, somewhere in the background. None of it seemed important in the moment. You weren't paying attention to any of it. But your brain was recording anyway, quietly, in the background, while you were focused on something else entirely. That song playing right now? It might be the exact one that was playing somewhere in the background the day you got laughed at. Not the main event, just wallpaper. Wallpaper your brain filed away without asking your permission. And here's the part that makes it hit so fast, faster than a normal memory ever could. Most memories go through a slow path. You try to recall something, and your brain has to search, sort, piece it together. But smells and certain sounds skip that entire process. They connect almost directly to the emotional core of your brain, which means your body reacts before your mind even understands why. Your face flushes, your stomach drops, your chest tightens. Then, a second later, your brain finally catches up and says, "Oh, that's what this is." But why keep something so pointless for 10 whole years? Why does your brain bother? Because it wasn't always pointless. Getting laughed at by a group wasn't just embarrassing back then. It was information. Information about where you stood, about whether you still belonged, about whether the group still saw you as one of them. For most of human history, losing that standing wasn't a small thing. It could mean losing protection, losing food, losing safety. So a brain built to track group survival doesn't let that kind of information go easily. It marks it, flags it, stores it in high resolution just in case you ever need it again. Which is exactly why the memory doesn't fade the way ordinary memories do. It's not sitting there randomly, it's tagged, wrapped in sensory detail, connected to whatever happened to be playing in the background that day. A song, a smell, a stranger's tone of voice. Any single one of them can become the thread. And once that thread gets pulled, the whole memory comes back with it. Instantly, without asking, without warning. You don't get a say in the timing. You're just standing in a store, minding your own business, and suddenly you're back in that classroom, 10 years old, cheeks burning. Here's something your brain conveniently leaves out, though. That moment probably didn't matter nearly as much to anyone else in the room. Most people forget the small, embarrassing things that happen to someone else almost immediately. They're too busy thinking about their own. You're the main character in your own memory, but in almost everyone else's, you were a background extra they forgot the second they looked away. The kid who laughed probably doesn't remember your name. The teacher probably doesn't remember the moment at all. You're the only one who kept the file open this whole time. So the next time an old, unrelated memory shows up out of nowhere, standing in a store, driving in traffic, half asleep on a couch, it's not random, and it's not you overthinking things. Somewhere, a tiny sensory detail just found the thread your brain has been quietly holding onto this entire time, waiting patiently for the exact right cue to bring it all back.